My dad, I'll tell y'all a story about my dad wouldn't let me play sports because he realized really quick that I could just barely fucking walk. I think it was a combination of that. He wanted to do what he wanted to do on Saturdays and not go to baseball games. Have to face all those other people and go, yeah, that one's mine. My dad was a very tough man. He died on Christmas Eve of 2022. As I should have fucking figured, because he wanted the attention. He was something, man. My dad was the toughest. He was just the toughest guy that ever lived. I don't care what your story is or who you knew or what they did. Nobody was tougher than my dad. And I believed it my whole life. My dad had a scar on the back of his neck, straight down the back of his neck. And he told me and he told all my little buddies that it was from a grizzly bear that had attacked him and that he had bested. And somewhere in the scuffle, that grizzly bear had scratched my dad's neck in a straight fucking line right down the middle. And come to find out it was from a ruptured disc surgery that he had had before I was born. Probably from working hard his whole life. But I was standing next to his coffin in the weeks and months before my dad died, and even after. I learned a whole lot about him. Some of it he told me that I can never fucking repeat. But I was standing next to his coffin, and this guy walked up to me and he said, "Hey Ward, my name is Mike Jolly." He said, "I worked with your dad at the Game and Fish Commission." My dad was a wildlife biologist. He had a master's degree in wildlife biology. He was a brilliant, very, very smart man. But Mike said, he said, "Ward, I want you to know that your dad was the toughest son of a bitch that ever lived." And he said, "When I started working at the Game and Fish, everybody said Levi Davis. Levi Davis was the toughest son of a bitch that ever lived." And he said, "I didn't believe it when they told me." Because people tell you that, just like I'm sure some of you think that you're the toughest son of a bitch that ever lived. But you're not. Because you're not Levi Davis. And he said, "I'll tell you how I knew how tough your dad was." Yeah, have a seat, Clint. It's buckle up, pal. He said, "I'll tell you I know how tough your dad is." He said, "We were down in southern Louisiana trapping alligators. And part of my dad's job was to bring alligators from Louisiana to Arkansas because the rednecks like to shoot the alligators off the bridges. And Daddy would bring in new alligators for them." So he said, "We were down in Louisiana." He said, "We had trapped this alligator, this 14-foot alligator." He said, "One of the rednecks in Louisiana had come by and shot the alligator in the head, but it hadn't killed the alligator, it knocked the alligator's eyeball right out of its head. And they still could either kill the gator, because the gator was lashing out. The eye was still dangling, and this gator," he said, "was going crazy." That's what a gator, going crazy. And he said, "We had to get the eye out of that gator so we could get him contained." And he said, "Before we could come up with a plan, your dad jumped on that alligator's back and ripped the eyeball out of its head." Yeah. It's fucking nuts. That's tough, huh? Why'd he make that shit up about the grizzly bear, though? So, oh man, that didn't land tonight, did it?
Story didn't land?
Nah, I didn't win. Listen, I'll play late to make up for that fucking score. Is that right? No? Oh, that's right. I don't know. I got thrown off. It's me. Well, every day's just another another day to die. And I wake up wondering why I even try. I know what it's like to lose control of a wasted soul. Yeah, the devil's in the details pave the way for every bed and every day, every step we take. Well, God must have it in for me, why He only knows. If it's every road I walk, I see black cats and crows. Well, every heart's just another heart that breaks, and every life's another life. All it gives or takes. If you know what it's like to wanna die, well, so do I. And the devil's in the details pave the way for every bed and every day, every step we take. Well, God must have it in for me, why He only knows. Off every road I walk, I see black cats and crows. I see black cats and crows. Guys, that's Cody Leffingwell on the drums back there, by the way. This will be the very first song that Cody and I wrote together. Well, I'm not the devil you think that I am. It ain't no excuse, but I'm just a man. I slipped and I fell, it got out of hand. I'm not the devil you think that I am. There wasn't no gun held up my head. Got caught up believing in lies that were said. In a moment of weakness, I stumbled and I made my bed. But I'm not the devil you think that I am. It ain't no excuse, but I'm just a man. I slipped and I fell, it got out of hand. Oh, but I'm not the devil you think that I am. No, no, no. There's 10,000 reasons for you not to stay, and no one will blame you if you want it that way. It might take some time, I'll show you that I'm worth the wait. But I'm not the devil you think that I am. It ain't no excuse, but I'm just a man. I slipped and I fell, it got out of hand. But I'm not the devil you think that I am. And I'll spend forever doing all that I can to prove I'm not the devil you think that I am. No, I'm not the devil